Hi friend, Dean John Wilson here, head mentor of the VCA. In today's video and training, I am going to show you a game-changing formula that will take you from where you're currently at with your agent outreach and get you to the absolute stratosphere, putting you in the driving seat, you taking control and ownership of those conversations, and ultimately getting you signed by the agent of your choice. These strategies and formulas that I'm going to be showing you today are exactly a step-by-step process what I use with my high-ticket premium members inside of the VCA. Without further ado, let's just dive straight into the iPad and get on with the training. First of all, we need to address what the reason is why people don't keep on top of their outreach to agents and why they don't do it in the first place. So, generic messaging, same as everyone else, fear of rejection, afraid that they will say no, coming across as needy, unprofessional. Material is quite frankly not good enough. And that dreaded phrase that we all know so well, imposter syndrome, comparing yourself to other people constantly. I mean, we're in this industry of musical theatre. We are in a very subjective industry where, you know, some people may think you're great, some people may think you're not so great. And either way, there is no right or wrong in it. Incredibly subjective. Raising our status. Now, what we want to be doing when we are reaching out to agents or industry creatives is raising our status. Now, how do we go about and do that, and why do we do that? Well, it future-proofs our working professional relationship with the industry creative. They also want to work with confident and professional people. It also creates high demand, and when someone is in high demand, that is who people want to work with. Yeah, you don't want to be working with people who are coming across as low status. And it's what separates us from just using generic messaging and generic email and generic outreach, because everybody else is doing the same thing. It makes you memorable, and it makes you current, and it makes you stay in the agent's mind when using this formula and strategy. So, okay, how do we go ahead and do it? I'm going to show you. So in the first email that you send out, very, very important. How are you connected? Now, in this industry, everyone is connected in some way, shape, or form. You and I are probably connected in some way, shape, or form. You could send me an email saying, "Hi, my name is Joe Blogs. I'm looking to do this." Most people just get straight into it. I'm looking to, whatever that is. I'm looking to get represented by you. I'm looking to do some work with you. I'm looking to do whatever that is. However, if you reached out and said, "Hi, Dean, I recently saw an ad on Facebook that really propelled me to reach out to you today, as I have a friend of mine who also recommended you, and I've been recommended by a bunch of people to potentially reach out and potentially set up some coaching with yourself." Well, immediately you've shown me how you are connected. So immediately I'm asking questions in my head. Oh, that person. Oh, this. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you can see where we're going with that. How are you connected? Really do a big deep dive into how you are connected with that industry creative. It could be through social media. You've seen a post on social media speaking about outreach. A friend of yours could be represented by them. You saw advice from one of your coaches, one of your mentors, to reach out because the agent is your first choice, and you really respect their recommendation. So that is the reason for your outreach today. Work out how you are connected. It's super, super important. I'm going to do an entirely different training, if you like this video, on outreach via phone via phone call, just because it's always better rather than just reading text to understand human psychology and human behavior, the tonality that you use in your voice, the way that you use your body language, the language that you choose. Right now, we are just looking at email, so it is just text on a page. But how you are connected is incredibly important. The next part of this equation is, why should they rep you? What makes you different to everybody else? Now, of course, we need decent reel and decent material. And one video that shows you off to the best of your ability needs to be added to the email itself, not just your spotlight, because then it's extra steps, more friction. They have to click the spotlight, then go through your spotlight, click on vocal reel, or click on show material, and listen to a 6 or 7 minute video. Yeah, it's just extra steps, and they are reading 10 to multiple videos, multiple outreach per day. So you want to keep the email short and sweet. Yeah. Next part of the email, again, not waffling. Be super specific with the time available. And this comes under your offer. What is it that you're offering them? What is the next steps that they need to take with zero friction to jump on a call with you, to have a little bit of a conversation about potentially looking at representing you? Well, what we want to be doing, raising our status. So often in this industry, the client or the performer is here, and they see the agent being here, and then what happens? All of the outreach ends up being desperate, needy, represent me, please, please, please. It's begging. And that becomes really unattractive to somebody who you'd see as being up the ladder, who is, got that hierarchy. And it shouldn't be that way, because what can happen there is they can either ignore, dismiss, or what they can do is they can push back. No, not now. No, not now. No, not no, 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 no. What we want to be doing is we want to be meeting them where they're at. Yeah. And the way that we do that is through raising our status. And the way that we can do that in our offer, super important, in the email, be very specific with your time available. It creates high demand. So saying that you are available today between 4:15 and 5:15 today, what we're doing here is raising our status. We're giving them a specific time available that you are on that day. Make sure that you do it on the day. So if you're doing your outreach in the morning, you're available at 3:15. Be really small and specific about when you are actually available. What that does is it stops it from leaving it to chance. Because if you just say, hey, I'm available after 1 p.m. every single day this week and next week and the week after, what that does is it just leaves it to chance. Chances are the agent has got a bunch of workload and work blocks that they need to do, working with their current clients, going into meetings, reading email, taking phone calls, taking Zoom meetings, all of that stuff. We want to be really specific and make it easier for them. So less steps, less friction, but also equally raising your status, making you professional. It's not being egotistical. It is raising your status and making you a priority, but also showing that you are professional. Yeah, we are creating a professional working relationship here from the get-go, straight out of the gate, and that is super important to strike up with anybody that you are going to be doing business with and working with. And you are going to be working with them very, very closely. And if you can set that bar from the get-go, straight out the gate, it is going to future-proof your working relationship in weeks to come, months to come, years to come. And they want to work with people who have a professional working head on their shoulders. So yeah, be specific about your time. Automate your emails. Now, listen, motivation is incredibly high. Probably after this training video, you want to get straight into it. Do it. I implore you to. 7 emails per week. How do you stay on top of that? Well, we can use technology to our advantage. Automate your emails. If you're using Gmail, for example, there is a scheduling option in there. Schedule 7 emails is the sweet spot. every single week. It's what I get all of my members inside of the VCA, whether if they're not represented, 7 emails per week. Now, the reason why we're being so macro about it, if you come to me and say, hey, Dean, I haven't received any feedback from any agents and I've been doing it for the last 6 months. Okay, cool. The first question I ask is, how many agents are you reaching out to on a weekly basis? Well, I've said I've reached out to 9 in 6 months and I've not received anything. Well, you haven't got any skin in the game, for starters, because you're not being macro about it. We need to get those numbers up because, yes, they will say yes. Yes, they will say no. But we need to know what that messaging looks like and what those analytics, and have some data to adjust our messaging, who we're reaching out to, when we're reaching out to them, how we're speaking to them, how are we raising our status, how are we coming across. If we're just doing 5 or 6 emails over the course of 6 months, then, well, you're probably not going to get many responses. So schedule your email 7 per week. If they say no, that's totally cool. It's totally fine. It doesn't matter whether they say yes or no. Chances are when somebody says no, it means no, not now, no, not never. It takes statistically between 1 and 6 touch points with an agent or with somebody that you want something from to potentially come on board. What all you simply say is you follow up with that email. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I understand you're incredibly busy in this industry right now. The climate of the industry is incredibly volatile and there's a lot going on. I understand that. What I'll do over the next 60 days, I will reach back out to you to see where you are at with your books and if they are open or if we could potentially look at setting something up. Hope that makes sense, and I look forward to chatting to you then. Schedule that email. Simple as that. Just schedule it. So then again, you're not leaving it to chance, because you are going to procrastinate and do something else, and you are going to forget. We're all human. I forget. But technology won't forget. So in that moment when it's in your mind and you remember it, just schedule it. Simple as that. Follow-up email number 1. Now, it's super important that we use the email thread. Yeah? The email thread that you're always constantly using. Don't just use random new emails. The email thread is super important. Does it make sense for us to jump on a quick 10-minute call chat today? Give your time available. 4:15 to 5:15. Does it make sense for us to do that? Do it word for word. Does it make sense for us to jump on a call, a quick call, 10 minutes chat today, time available? Really important. Again, raising our status. Chances are they will jump on a call with you. And if they don't, we move on to follow-up number 2. I sent a few emails over the last week but didn't hear anything back. What would be a good next step for us? Super important. Again, raising our status. What would be a good next step for us? Yeah? Didn't hear anything back. Chances are they're going to open the email and go, oh, totally slipped my mind. Got it. Yeah, not right now. Okay, then pivot. I'll reach out over the next 90 days, schedule that email. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Let's jump on a quick call today at whatever time it works for you. And jump on the call, and then you go from there. Super, super important. Your subject is another really important thing. I say this to all of my members inside of the VCA. Your full name and your telephone number. Now, people are usually really scared about this, leaving their telephone number. Why? You want them to reach out to you, but the reasoning and the idea behind leaving your telephone number in the subject and your full name is as follows. If you go through your inbox right now, you'll probably have Netflix, Amazon, Deliveroo if it's a Friday, Uber Eats, all of those things, yeah? Do you open those emails? You might do, you probably don't. But if I dropped into your email inbox now with my full name, Dean John Wilson, and my telephone number, I'm not going to share that on here, but if I did that, chances are you're going to be like, what the hell is he giving me his number for? You're already giving that number out to the agent anyways, because ultimately you want to work with them, and you know the way of contacting you via email and by telephone number, it's already in there. We're trying to jump over the first hurdle and get them to open the email. if you do that, not many people are doing that. I don't think anybody's doing that. They're going to open the email, and then we get into how you're connected, what separates from you from everybody else with your material. Granted, the material needs to be good, and working with a expert coach can absolutely facilitate that and send it to the stratosphere and make sure that it is in good nick to get you potentially past the next hurdle. And the final hurdle is your offer. What are you offering them? Well, you're offering a phone call to them between the times that you are available, not when they're available. And it makes it easier for them. It's all about just making it easy, like zero friction. What are the next steps that they need to do? Well, Dean is available. If I'm the performer doing the outreach, I'm available from 4:15 to 5:15 today. Does that work for you? Yeah, I can jump on a 10-minute call. No worries. Cool. And then you go from there. You see what we're doing? We're getting straight into it. No waffling. No, I recently graduated from so-and-so and I am looking for an age. It's very generic, broad brushstroke email. And agents and creatives are seeing that all the time. And yeah, look, you might land an agent, but what we're trying to do is pump those numbers up, meet them where they're at, and improve and increase the likelihood of them reaching back out and creating those conversations. Now, listen, you're probably going to be really bad and really terrible and quite frankly shite at doing this outreach from the get-go, because it's the first time that you're doing it. But the more that you do it, and it is the reason why I'm asking you to do 7 emails per week and get those numbers up and get those conversations going, you'll get better and better and better, because through doing more increases your confidence, whether that be on the phone or on email, which leads me nicely on to the next training that I'm going to be doing, which is over the phone. Now, over the phone it's incredibly powerful and beneficial for the member, for the performer rather, to do outreach via phone call, whether you are following up, whether you are reaching back out because they've said to, or it is a phone call that you've put in place from your messaging, from your email, back and forward. Again, raising your status always, getting you in control of those conversations that you are having, raising your status, increasing your demand, and people want to work with that. It's super, super powerful, super simple, and I will be doing a training on what to say and what not to say on a phone call in the next training. Team, I really hope that you enjoyed that training. I'm doing all of this stuff. Once upon a time, I didn't. I gate-kept a lot of this training inside of the academy. I teach this to all of my members inside of the VCA. There's no extra steps. I just feel like everyone should have access to this types of material for free. Here's the thing. I can tell you what to do, what you should do. Chances are, you've watched this video now for 15, 20 minutes. I've got your attention. It's clear that you do and are interested in taking the next step. Are you going to go away and implement these things? You might do, you might not. The chances of you doing that is probably quite slim, just because there's not enough skin in the game right now. Yes, you've got more skin than watching my social media content, because they're only short form content. I've had your attention for, like I said, 15, 20 minutes. You might go ahead and do it. I'm going to be creating videos and long form content like this fairly regularly, just because I feel like everyone should have a fighting chance in this industry, and no one's teaching this, and I am taking it upon myself to sit in my office in between coaching clients that I'm doing back to back around the world and recording this content for you totally free, to get you from where you're currently at with the results that you're currently getting to living and thriving in this industry of musical theatre in the way that you want and ultimately deserve. So team, my name is Dean John Wilson. I am the head mentor of the VCA. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe and share, of course, and drop us a comment if you have found this interesting and insightful. And if you are looking to take the next step with your career, whether that be with your voice or career management or any of that stuff, there are some links below which you can schedule a totally free, no strings attached discovery call, little clarity call with myself to sit down and potentially see how I can help you and transform your career. But until then, I will see you on the next training video, which will be uploaded over the next couple of weeks. Talk to you soon. Thanks so much.